Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good day to you, I say. Hi, it's A is for Alcoholic again, John Staley here with another tidbit, another chunk of writing in recovery for you. This one's probably going to be fairly quick because it's hot out there and I had to turn the air conditioner off to record this. So we need to get back into the cool. I hope you're having a cool day wherever you're at, but it does seem to be hot everywhere. I'm finally getting over the vid, and you can still hear it a little bit in my nose. Thank you for all who reached out to see if I was doing okay. I'm doing okay. So I have talked a lot about my regrets and dealing with regrets. And I got a message from someone, and I will paraphrase it quickly here and say, they said, since I haven't been drinking, I have felt like a massive chunk of my life when I could have been developing emotionally. I was just drinking every day. I experience grief for this lost time in my life. Do you have this feeling? Is this common among former drinkers? Does it go away on its own or ... They also go on to say, also, I know you're not the authority on alcoholism, but you're the closest thing I've got to that. Thank you. So I say thank you to that. I am absolutely no authority on anything. I would highly suggest that you call your sponsor, ask around, get a second opinion. But grief is a big, big deal. And those regrets weigh heavy. It's easy to say, well, regret is like a bag of rocks. You just got to put it down and forget about it. Because I've been trying to do that for years, and I still have these moments where I think, oh my God, that was like 21 years of my life. Emotional development, what are you talking about? Because now at 47, I'm probably more like 32 in my head. I don't know. I don't know if that's exactly how it works, but I'm constantly thinking about money I owe, or things I have to do now, or just the sense that it's all lost and I can never get it back. I don't know if that goes away on its own. I'm still there. There's a quote from the movie Magnolia, the magician who's in it, the big guy. I can't remember his name right now, but I think it's near the beginning of the movie, and he says, "You may be done with the past, but the past is not done with you." And so I think a lot of recovery, whether it be from alcohol, drugs, or anything else, we lose a lot. We lose days. We lose weeks. I think my longest was like an 8 or 9 day bender. I remember the end of that. I'm sure it was a blast for me for a minute. I don't know about anybody else, but it's just gone. The time is gone. And my response to them was, the only thing I know that helps get rid of the grief of my lost time is some sort of service to somebody else, putting back in those things that I had taken away. And there's been a lot. So I think a lot of those, that's kind of goes under the column of a living amends. So it's just something you do every day. It's something that you manage with your relationships, with your daily routines and rituals. It's hard to sit there and you just feel sad and you feel sorry for yourself. And that is not an easy thing to pull one's self out of. I promise you, I know. I still do it. And that service can look like anything, but you're helping, you're being a part of something, dare I say it, greater than yourself. um, so, I like helped out at museums. I have, I've obviously, maybe not obviously, but I've sponsored a couple of people. I just try to do better in my life and with my time that I do have, because I know that I'm 47 and I think I've got about 30 years left if I'm lucky, if the world's got 30 years left for me. And I don't know. I mean, grief is just something that sits there, and I've often thought that I will be this sort of intrinsically sad person, or at least have this intrinsically sad part of my personality that's not going to go away. But in writing, and that's what we're here to talk about. I'm starting to sweat already in this room. In writing, we hear things like self-discovery, and that sounds really awesome. That sounds like an adventure. That sounds like, I close my eyes and I think of the expansive Grand Canyon and going through there, and big open fields, and just being out in the wilderness or nature. You kind of just, I picture that sort of, that meme of the inspirational poster. But honestly, it's a lot less self-discovery, and it's, because I don't think I'm here to discover my true self. I'm pretty sure I'm changing constantly. I'm just trying to keep up, and I'm trying to catch up, and I'm trying to find something that feels remotely comfortable, that feels like myself, that aligns with my values. And going back to the idea of it being self-discovery in writing, I think it feels more like an excavation. There's a constant digging for things, and you're not going to find anything on the first day or the second day or the third day or the 400th day, or maybe even the 1000th day of your sobriety. You just have to keep digging. It's like, it's like trying to dig a hole in a mountain with dental tools, and you just chip away at it, and you chip away at it, and you find something else, and you're like, oh, okay, I see why I did that now. Oh, okay, that makes a little more sense to me. And they come in fits and spurts. At least they did for me. It was not a linear process whatsoever. And a lot of that just comes from the practice of writing. Even if I, today, I really need to flush it out and flesh it out or flush it out. Well, maybe a bit of both. It's probably going to be more of a flush. But I started writing about how I liked Joe Walsh was my favorite of the Eagles, just because I woke up this morning and had to listen to that song "In the City" from the Warriors, the movie, not the basketball team, but California Go Warriors too. And that had nothing to do with anything, but it was what was on my mind in the morning as I'm listening to this song. And I don't know that there was any self-discovery there, except that I think Joe Walsh might be my favorite of the Eagles, gun to my head. I think, and you're going to have to read the, you can go to my Substack, John Staley something substack.com. When I published that out. But so that had nothing to do with anything. There was no excavation there other than, okay, well, I know that about myself now. So that's not really important though. So when I think about those things that I regret, here's the writing exercise. Here's the thing to do. Here is the work. Here is the homework. As Jerry Wagner once said, John really loves homework. So it's a column thing, and you've got two columns, and you've got your regrets. You've got the things that you are grieving, whether big or small, relationships or time lost or a lack of funds or a lack of education or a lack of fitness or a lack of value in your life. don't get me started here. I'm kind of bumming myself out. Um, but so that's the thing. And on the second column, I just put, what is the thing I can do today or this week or next time to sort of combat that? And so I've destroyed many a relationship. I've been the constant antagonizer. I have been I've been the one to hold people hostage in relationships. And so the thing that I think about now, and I don't do it necessarily out of guilt, but mostly because it feels good, is the relationship I'm in now. I try to think about what is going to be the best thing that I can do. What is the most I can give? What is the self-sacrifice I can make for the relationship on a whole that is going to bring the most value for both of us? Certainly this is not, you don't want to kowtow to somebody. You're not looking to just do what anybody says. And you certainly, if something's toxic or not, but that's an example. Or I think about all the money that I've squandered. And so now I go, okay, well, we're going to save the money. We're going to put some extra toward that debt that you have accrued because of your bad choices. And we're going to make strides to get rid of it. Little things like that. It's usually relationships, money, education. I don't have a college degree. Do I want to take a class? I would love to take a class. A class is going to help me feel better about myself, feel smarter, so on and so forth. So it's sort of a tit for tat, or one column is all the shit that I'm feeling sorry for myself about. And then the other column is, what are the things I can do this week? What are the things I can put on the calendar that are going to make me feel better about the time that I have lost? And just do that and put that in your pipe and smoke it, put that in your journal, and try to come up with actual tangible solutions so that the grief, although I'm pretty sure it's going to be here with me for a long, long time, probably the rest of my life, that I can assuage it a little bit. I can let a little bit of it go. I can chisel away bit by bit, brick by brick and nail by nail until I can get some of it away. I can dig through the debris and rebuild into something that is going to suit me and the life that I am trying desperately to lead today. And I think also, I don't know what any of it means. I don't know what the point of any of this is. I know there are things that make me feel good, and there are things that make me feel shitty. There are things that feel valuable to me, and there are things that hold absolutely no value to me. And I try to spend more time with the things that are valuable than the things that are not. Simple, right? And I'll leave you, there's a quote from the TV show The Wire, and I can't remember. It's the old black police officer who does the miniature furniture. God, I can't remember his name. I could look it up right now, but he's talking to who is it? I can't remember who it is, but hang on. Cast and crew. Well, I'm not going to be able to find this without. His name is Clark Peters. He played, yes, Detective Lester Freeman. I can't remember. He might be talking to, is it Prosbecki or something? And he says, just another wasted day in a life already misspent. And I think he means it a little more derogatory in the context, but also, it's just another wasted day in a life already misspent. So don't let today be another one. I think that's it. I think that's all I got for today. I hope that you're staying cool, If you're watching this on YouTube, I think you can start to see the sweat drip. And I got to go to work. So take care of yourself. I'll talk to you next time. Happy writing. And keep writing. Just do what you're doing and do the next best thing. Later.